sales meeting, we were discussing the fact that there's no more pending reports or closing reports, but we as a broker and ASCs and company, we're asking you guys to help us with the information that we need for our accounting system, as well as for taking properties and placing them in a closed status in MLS. We need that information from you somehow. So instead of having it on paper, it's now in the DTR or Docusign Transaction Rooms details tab. And I specifically mentioned about how it's a partnership. You guys fill out as much information as you possibly can, and then the agents, the ASCs, will go back and fill out information too. Obviously, it takes them a little bit longer if they have to go through all of the documentation to fill out details tab that you guys already know, especially with your clients' email addresses for the testimonial tree. So I realized that maybe I should just do a real quick educational video to show you exactly what we're talking about and what to look for and how to kind of break down that details tab. Hopefully we can go through this and you guys will have a great understanding, and our offices will run like the fine old machines that they are. So let's go to the screen now. So we're looking at Docusign Transaction Rooms, and it is very simple. Let's go ahead and create a new room. We'll go to Rooms here, and we will go over to New. And we're going to give this room a name. All right, so we're going to fill out all of this information here. And let's say it's going to be on the listing side. So we want to give this address. So we're going to go to 672 Fairview Road. And that is Simpsonville. If I could type again. We are in the United States, contrary to popular belief. Zip code 29680. Is there a referral? This is very important. You can check here, and that would come up, but there's not a referral right now. If I had a photo, I could upload that. So I'm going to just strictly save. And this is where most of us clearly have, we just stop with the details tab. So we don't want to do that. We want to add more, especially on a listing. So right here, okay, so we've got the details tab right here. There's tasks and documents. We're so used to going to tasks and documents, we forget that details tab is right here. Because again, we fill it out and that's it. So, okay, so let's go to edit. It'll open up. Okay, so we're in the edit mode now, and it looks like we can fill this out. Yep. So very first thing I want to show you and point out to you is this section right here, this whole entire section here, all the way down to property details and the sales stuff. This is all information and details about the transaction itself. Obviously the address, listing information, offer details, lone wolf transaction information, and there are specific things that are needed for our accounting software, and you can see it right here. It says lone wolf. That's information that's going to be submitted by the ASC when we have all the information correct in it in order to submit it to our accounting system. But what a lot of people forget is we have this section over here that this is all the people involved in the transaction. So clearly, if we're doing a listing, we should have seller names. Just so you know, we do not need, nor does the accounting system want middle initials or middle names. So we just have the first and last name here, cell phones, and email specifically. Now, I want to make mention of this. If there's no email in here, the system will not send out an automatic testimonial for you. We want to be able to get those testimonials so we can get them on your website. And if there's no email here for a seller or down here for buyers, it's not going to be system generated. Once that email is in there and we submit this information to the Broker Wolf system, it will automatically generate that testimonial upon the property being closed. So again, this area is all people. Now let's just scroll down here. We got seller 1 and seller 2, but listing agent, your information is going to be auto-generated, okay? And then if you're working with a buyer, we want their name, again, no middle initial, no middle name, and their email. And you always have to select the side. What side are they on? Okay, buyer 1, buyer 2, the buyer's agent. So why are we filling this out? First of all, especially if you're going to use Docusign e-signature, you want this information in there because when it pre-populates fields, it's grabbing this information to set it up for e-signature anyway. So you might as well add it here so it can already be done when you go to Docusign e-signatures. Home inspection. If you're on the buyer side or listing side, you want to know who the company is. This is a one-stop shop for all of your information on the transaction. The mortgage provider, on which side? If you represent a buyer, clearly. Home warranty, appraiser. Now, this is extremely important because this is where we're missing it a lot, especially for those of you that actually are filling out any form of this. And I'm hoping 100% of you will start filling out every piece of information here so we can streamline the process. But what we need to make sure that we do is when we're filling out this portion, when the property closes, the seller contributions, the total square foot, the unfinished and below grade, this is all directly from the MLS, so we can get this information so then our ASCs can terminate this listing within the MLS. We need this, but what was happening is people are not coming over here and filling out this information. So everything needs to be filled out as much as we possibly can. So let's just kind of go through this section here. So if it's a list side, clearly I selected list side when I did the room. Now, once it goes under contract, or once you, let me say this, once you list the property in MLS, go back into the details section and fill out this MLS ID. The system, the accounting system, needs the MLS ID. Also, we want to make sure that our ASCs know exactly what MLS ID, because sometimes we had it happen today. If there's a street name like Flat Rock, it could be considered two words or one word. And even though we were putting in one word, the system MLS wasn't finding it. So, and we did not have the MLS sheet to go by in the task system. So let me just switch over to here real quick. So if I add that task list and I have a new listing, or on the buyer, it always says here, MLS listing printout, okay? And I know that's not a required field, but we want to have that, and it's for your protection, because if you're thinking you're getting a 3% commission, so to speak, but the MLS only says 2.5%, we want to make sure and double check that. Okay, because we always want to make sure that you're getting exactly what the MLS is saying. Or it's also a stopgap if an agent outside this company puts 3% in there and decides to change it. After contract, we have that listing showing 3%, and then it was changed after the fact. So it's a stopgap and a protection for you. Okay, so we always want to make sure you have the MLS printout. And in MLS, you can and I'll log into MLS real quick just to show you how quick and easy it is to do a PDF of the MLS listing printout. So we'll just pull up one of our office listings here. And let's just say 91 Glenwood Lane. Okay, so we've got this information here, but it's very, very simple. If you go to Actions and you go right here to PDF, you don't have to print this out at all. Save your paper, save your ink, protect the trees, right? And just make it a PDF, and then you download it to your computer. And we'll save that on the desktop. MLS, report. And then if I go back over here and I go back over here to tasks and I just do MLS printout, okay, I'm going to add it and it's going to ask me, I can upload it directly here. I don't even need to drag it into the room. can just add it directly from my computer that quick, that easily. Okay, so again, I've seen people, they'll print out something and they'll go scan it, and then they'll have to go through the whole process. There's no reason in doing that whatsoever, because you could do it that quickly right here, and there it is. Okay, let's go back to the details tab. So again, when you list a property, let me go to edit here. You know, you've got edit because it'll come up with this save here. Put your MLS ID in there. Select your source of business. Now this, you know, it's not an absolute required thing, but this is a good thing to keep up with, and we can track this later on. That also helps the company be able to track where are agents getting their business from, so we can hit those spheres. Again, look at this, required to close. We need this information. So most of this is going to come automatically. And I got a typo here, so I can fix that. Again, that comes in from when we create the room. Listing details. What date did you list it on? When is the expiration? This is a one-stop shop to find out exactly what properties you have that are getting ready to expire. You can go in and you have it right there. You don't have to go into MLS. You don't have to go look at your documentation. It's all right here, and your original listing price. Offer details, the offer date, when it was, the purchase price, the earnest money amount. Just go ahead and fill out this and fill out the other agent right here, number 2 within the MLS, okay? It's both agents in the transaction. So let's stick with that. So you and the other agent. And then select the contact type, outside broker, or the referral, and you could get all that information. Okay, what's the referral fee? List side commission, what you're making, or if you're on the buyer side, or if it's a flat fee, you would say flat fee amount equals $1,500. See, any seller contributions, this is for the closing. You're not going to get this until you get the property closed. So almost a 15-minute little training video just to educate yourself. Remember, this is all the details portion of the transaction. These are the people. So we need you guys to help us out, fill out as much information as you possibly can. That will just make the system completely easy. I know some of you want to fill out that pending paperwork. You can do that, but we don't. Again, that's just more data entry since you're already in here, but the staff has to just take that and fill it out here. They're just going to fill it out here. So if we can knock that out, we might as well just fill it out and just have everybody working like a fine old machine. So we would appreciate your cooperation and your help as we strive to make sure that we are doing everything we possibly can to take care of you guys. Agent service is our number 1 priority to make sure that you guys have the best services possible. Hope that works for you, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.